So good afternoon everyone. Hope all of you are preparing well for the mains, which is approaching 15th. We have the essay paper, and very recently we have conducted the open test also, and the discussion was due on 9th of this month. But because of G20 protocols, so we had to postpone this discussion. So today we are doing this discussion for the open test. So very briefly we are going to discuss about how to think on these topics. So this, let us start with the questions. So section A. Section A. We have the first question, which is saying hope is a waking dream. Hope is a waking dream. So in this discussion today we are going to discuss how to do the brainstorming and how to do it so that we develop the right pointers on which we can develop the content to write one full essay. So hope is a waking dream, or what we say, आशा एक जागृत स्वप्न है. So when we have this, like, who has given this statement? If you recall it, okay. If you do not recall it, then also it's okay. Otherwise, the statement has been given by Aristotle. But if you do not recall who has given this statement, it does not matter at all. The thing that matters is how do you conceive this idea? How do you see this idea is practical or not? What the idea is talking about? So we have to do it from our perspective rather from Aristotle's perspective. Okay, so hope is a waking dream. So let us try to underline the key words here. One is hope and one is dream, that too a waking dream. Now, what do we mean by hope? And hope is a waking dream. So we have to first understand what is hope. What is hope? Hope is expectation of some positive outcome in a situation. That is hope. है ना, कोई चीज़ किसी सिचुएशन में कुछ पॉजिटिव आउटकम को आप जब आप उसको एक्सपेक्ट करते हो, दैट इज होप. सो इट्स अ पॉजिटिव एक्सपेक्टेशन ऑफ positive expectation of an outcome. That is hope. And hope is what? Hope is positive expectation. So hope gives us positivity. It makes us positive. It's a positive feeling. Now, what is dream? Dream is what? Dream is the things that we see when we are sleeping. Generally, dream is when we are sleeping. Dream is while we are sleeping, and mainly and mostly it is the sum total of the thoughts or the memories or the experiences of our subconscious mind. है ना, जो आप सोते हुए सारे दिन में क्या हुआ, आपकी लाइफ में क्या हुआ, है ना, that comes into your dreams. है ना, when you are sleeping, mostly dreams are associated with when you are sleeping. So when we are sleeping, so we see dreams, and dream is nothing but it is mostly the collection of our thoughts, our experiences, our anxieties, है ना, in our subconscious mind. And dreams are sometimes that the dreams that we see, some of them are logical and some of the dreams are illogical. So that is what is dream. You know, that is what is your dream. Now the point is waking dream. And a waking dream means the dream which we are seeing. And a dream is your imagination. Generally, dream is your imagination in your subconscious mind, or you are seeing a picture in your subconscious mind. But when it is waking, means you are awake. Something which you are imagining in a very, very conscious state, that is waking dream. है ना, तो ऐसे क्या बोल रहा है कि hope जो है, जागते हुए सपने को देखना is hope. है ना. That is hope is nothing but ये जागते हुए जो आप सपना देखते हो, that is hope. Now hope is a waking dream. So whatever we imagine through our knowledge, through our experiences, while we are 100% awake, while we are 100% conscious. That is what the topic is saying. Hope is what you imagine while you are awake, not that what you are doing while you are sleeping. Now, if you look at the human beings, so humans are inherently optimistic, है ना. जनरली आप देखोगे हर ह्यूमन बीइंग जो है, वी आर बाय नेचर इन जनरल वी आर ऑप्टिमिस्टिक, एंड वी हैव अ लॉट ऑफ नॉलेज. You know, we gain knowledge through our formal, informal process. We gain knowledge. We have a lot of knowledge base, and then we develop the ability to relate and link different knowledge or different learning experiences, है ना. So we have this power of what you can say, we have, as a human being, we have a power of processing knowledge, linking it and asking questions. So we ask generally it's a human tendency that we keep on asking questions कि ऐसा क्यों नहीं हो सकता है, why it cannot happen, it should happen, why it will not happen, what will make it happen. तो ये जो question test, ये जो series of questions that comes to our mind, these lead us to check the probability, है ना, of a favorable outcome. ऐसा क्यों नहीं हो सकता है, why it cannot happen. जैसे when we saw birds flying, है ना, then definitely a question might have come in the mind of bright others that why we can't fly. We might have seen wood floating in a river, then किसी के दिमाग में क्वेश्चन आया होगा कि why can't we also float like your wood, और वो दिमाग में आया होगा, and because of that we might have led to the construction of boats, है ना. So that is what, है ना, कि because we are a human being and we have a general character of human being is to be very, very optimistic, and we have lot of knowledge also, we have lot of learnings in our lives also, and we have lot of curiosity also that leads us to think. And that leads us to question also. That leads us to link the things and imagine कि why it cannot happen. ऐसा क्यों नहीं हो सकता, क्यों नहीं होगा. That is what is generating that curiosity, and that is what is leading to our imagination. And when we are imagining the things while we are awake, that is hope. Like a doctor hopes that this medicine is going to improve the health of the patient. Similarly, parents hope that my child will turn out as a good human being. We hope for the best when we go to the exam. We hope for the best. So hope is something that gives you a lot of positivity. It is something which is giving you a lot of strength. Now, this is what the topic is, that hope is a waking dream. Now the question is, why is hope so important? You know, what is the importance of hope? That can be another aspect you may deal in your essay. Hope is very important because hope gives us positivity, and it gives us a positive feeling. And when you are positive, you are calm. When you are positive, you try to work hard. When you are positive, you try your level best to deal with the situation. But when you are negative, you do not try. कहते हैं ना, मन के हारे हार है, मन के जीते जीत. So that is what. So when you are hopeful, then there is positivity, and positivity is, then it has a domino effect on so many other actions that we do. You know, we come up with lot of strength, we come up with lot of our energy, and we are trying our level best when we know that there is a hope. We try our level best, we give our level best. And at the same time, if you see all the achievements that we see in the world today, was once a hope in somebody's mind, है ना, किसी के मन में वो कोई ना कोई होप रही थी और उसी के चलते ये सारी अचीवमेंट्स हैं, है ना. We hoped that we can fly, aeroplane bana. We hoped that India should become a 5 trillion. We hope that India should become a 5 trillion economy, and because of that we are working so hard. So hope is directly related to your achievements. So we can also talk about the importance of hope, and that can be another aspect which can be dealt in this essay. One should never lose hope. One should be very, very positive, because hope is the basis of all that we have achieved. And that is the importance of hope. Hope gives us positivity. Hope gives us peace. Hope gives us stability. And it leads to achievement. When you are positive, when you are peaceful, when you are at calm, when you are stable, definitely it will lead to good results. So that is why being hopeful is very important. Then you may also take up another aspect, that why some people lose hope. We have seen that many people lose hope, and that can also be discussed. One aspect is to talk about that hope is a waking dream. You give different examples to justify this statement. Then another aspect is why hope is important. Why hope is important. You can talk about it. Then you can also talk about that why people lose hope. If hope is so important, then why some people lose hope. Why some people lose hope. Now see, what is hope? Hope is a probability. Hope is not certainty. Hope is a possibility with some probability. Hope is equal to possibility with some probability. Possibility with some probability. There is possibility, ऐसा हो सकता है, that is hope, but there is no certainty. And so hope is possibility with some probability but no certainty. We are hopeful for the best, but there might be the result might be reverse. We are hopeful for achieving a 5 trillion economy by 2047. We are hoping for the best, but we might be lacking by some numbers. So we are hoping means there is possibility, there is some probability, but there is no uncertainty. Why? Because there is no certainty. Sorry, not uncertainty, but there is no certainty. Why no certainty? Because see, our imagination cannot be always certain, because everything that we do or that we intend to achieve, it depends on internal and external factors. Internal and external factors. And internal factors are in our hands, but external factors are not in our hands. So that is why there is some amount of uncertainty also. We hope, we are positive, but we are not sure. So that is why people lose hope, because there is no certainty, there is uncertainty. Like say for example, you have prepared very hard, we have done a lot of hard work for writing the mains. But the point, you are very hopeful to get into the list with very good ranks. But supposedly 2 days before your exam, some accident happens. So that is what is your hope. You were hoping for the best results, but the point is that was a hope. That was not certain. External factors have played their role. So you might not be able to attend the exam, or you might not be able to get very good ranks because you have fallen ill or you have met with an accident. So that is why people lose hope. है ना, possibility with some probability but no certainty. So there is no certainty. And what happens is when we are hoping for something, है ना, so what we are doing is कि when we are hoping for something, we are imagining something and we are overstretching it also. We are over expecting also. So sometimes because we are over expecting, so sometimes things do not turn the way we are looking for towards it. So and sometimes we are hoping, but hope alone will not lead to results. Hope also needs when you are dreaming, and when you are dreaming about something, when you are imagining something, you also have to work hard for it. It's not just about you are just having a dream, and then you are hopeful that the dream will be fulfilled. So what happens is some people they dream, they imagine, but they do not work hard for it, or they over expect from that imagination. So because of these things, what happens is कि sometimes we lose hope. That is what Dr. Kalam has also said. And dreams which should not let us sleep. So if you see the dream and then you keep on sleeping, you are not working upon that dream, you are not doing the hard work, you are not forming a right strategy, you are not innovating how to achieve that dream, naturally your hope will not work. You have to, if you are hopeful and you are imagining something, you are hopeful, then you have to work hard for it. Okay, you are hopeful that you will get good ranks in the exam, so definitely you also have to work hard. Only hope for the best will not come true unless until you do the hard work. So that can also be one aspect, that why people become or why some people lose hope. And some people lose hope because they just imagine the things and just hope to be positive, but they do not work hard to achieve that dream. That is what. And then then like say for example Chandrayaan 2, we were quite hopeful, but we could not succeed, and then we worked upon it, and then the ultimate result was Chandrayaan 3, we have been successful. So we dreamt of reaching the moon, we were not able to do it, and we have not achieved the success in Chandrayaan 2, but we just did not lose hope. We had a hope and we worked upon it, and that is why Chandrayaan 3 has been a success. So that is like another aspect that we can talk about is why some people lose hope. And what are the reasons why people lose hope? Because people are not working hard, and these are the things you can give in your suggestions when you are ending up your essay. Now, another aspect that we can discuss in this is hope is a waking dream. So, is there anything you can say a sort of antithesis to this, or something which is against it? So in a way, it's not that when we are awake, we only hope positive things. We are always optimistic. We can also, if you want, you can also discuss this point also, antithesis to this. Okay, it's not that whenever we are awake, we are only thinking of positive. When we are awake, sometimes we have negative imaginations, that is worries. है ना, ज़रूरी नहीं है कि जब आप जागते हुए कुछ देख रहे हो, सोच रहे हो, तो आप हमेशा होपफुल ही होगे, because that essay is saying hope is a waking dream. But sometimes when you are waking, when you are awake and when you are dreaming something, तो कई बार वो negative भी आप, negativity is also there. That is what we call worries. So hope is a positive character and worry is a pessimistic character. So it's not that always hope is a waking dream. It's not always that the waking dream will lead to hope. Sometimes waking dreams create fear also, है ना, worries भी होती हैं हमारे अंदर. So if you want, it's not a compulsion that you have to write antithesis to everything, but if you can accommodate it in a very, very flawless manner, you can do it, otherwise avoid it. And then when you are concluding, you can talk about how to make your dream come true, how to make your hopes turn into realities. And there you can give suggestions and end up your essay. Like hope is the dream, and hope is the dream. Innovation is the tool. Practicality is the controller. Hard work and patience is like enjoying the journey. And finally, if we have all the right permutation and combination of all these things, hard work, innovation, positivity, definitely we are going to achieve the destination. We are going to reach the destination. So this is your essay. Hope is a waking dream. Now let us come to the second one. By your stumbling, the world is perfected. By your stumbling. The world is perfected. By your stumbling, the world is perfected. आपके ठोकर खाने से दुनिया परिपूर्ण हो जाती है. And so when we look at this topic, by your stumbling, the world is perfected. So if we try to break this into one word, what if we try to understand the meaning of this or the essence of this quote in one word, what does it say? Like hope wala jo essay tha, hope is a waking dream. Hope was about positivity. Essay was about positivity. This essay is basically about keep on trying. है ना, स्टम्बल करते रहो, लड़खड़ाते रहो, बट ठोकर खाते रहो, बट कीप ऑन ट्राइंग. द होल क्रक्स ऑफ दिस इज अबाउट दैट सीक्रेट लाइज इन ट्राइंग एंड इम्प्रोवाइजिंग. है ना, इसका अगर आप पूरा देखो तो इट इज अबाउट ट्राइंग एंड इम्प्रूविंग. Trying and improving. So if you stumble, बार बार ठोकर लग रही है तो you keep on trying. And perfected means आप improve करोगे तो आप perfection लेके आओगे. So the essay is about the importance of trying, and with each trial, with each obstacle, you learn and you improvise and then you move on. That is what the essay is talking about. So by your stumbling, the world is perfected. So we have so many examples, like if you see a child when learns to walk, you know, child is when walking, the child is stumbling, child falls down, फिर थोड़ा चलता है, फिर वो गिरता है, but slowly later on we realize कि this stumbling has helped the child to correct the way of walking, and ultimately the child runs, child walks, child learns the process. है ना, बच्चा गिरता है, उठता है, सीधा कभी नहीं चलता है, वो ठोकर खाता है, अपने आप को इम्प्रूव करता है, and then the child learns how to walk. Similarly, in nature also you will see that there's a very good example of the birth of a baby giraffe. Like it's a very interesting, or you can say amazing thing to learn from the birth of a giraffe. Now when a baby giraffe is born, the baby falls from the womb of the mother somewhere 8 feet की height से वो नीचे गिरता है, and the baby is very weak. The newborn baby is very weak and वो चुपचाप सोया होता है ज़मीन पे. The mother giraffe comes and kisses the baby and immediately kicks the baby, and the baby gets tossed up in the air, and then again it falls down, it tumbles to stabilize itself. Again the mother gives a big kick to the baby, then again baby tumbles, and then finally the baby stands. So this tumbling and stumbling is very important, because when you stumble, you know, you try to find out कि what has gone wrong into that, where we have gone wrong. जैसे आप बच्चा जो है अगर वो स्टम्बल करता है तो सीखता है कि मैं कहाँ पे किस एंगल में I have gone wrong, so next time I have to improvise that angle. So when you stumble, you learn your mistakes, and you learn where you went wrong, and you learn the process, है ना, आपका learning, unlearning, and you learn. And similarly we can talk about stumbling. We can talk about stumbling of an individual, stumbling of a society, stumbling of a nation, stumbling in polity, economy. This can be examples can be taken from various different angles कि stumbling जो है, stumbling हर जगह हुई है. सोसाइटी में भी स्टम्बलिंग हुई है. वी हैव सीन पर्दा प्रथा, वी हैव सीन सती प्रथा, देन देयर हैव बीन स्टम्बलिंग एंड टुडे द सोसाइटी इज टॉकिंग अबाउट women empowerment. And so we have seen economies also, like colonial times में economies, then आज के time की economies, then आपका like for example India का 1990s का BOP crisis, we have stumbled but we have improvised, we have learned from it, and today we are fifth largest economy in the world. So stumbling helps you, and stumbling is the first step towards walking. Stumbling is the first step towards walking. है ना? Stumbling is the first step towards walking, and walking is the first step towards running. So if you really want to run in life, if you really want to gain pace as an individual, as a society, as a nation, we, or as a humanity, we have to learn from this stumbling. So stumbling is something very important. Stumbling is very important. So it is about trying. We have to try. We have to learn from our mistakes. Or we can say that every failure is a learning experience. So we have to stumble. Like Edison ने bulb बनाने से पहले कई बार he has failed. He has failed so many times, but he has learned from every step of his failure. So stumbling, by your stumbling, the world is perfected. Failures are the stepping stones to success. So secret of this is, the secret lies in trying and improvising. So you can give different examples from different areas, individual, society, countries, economy से दे सकते हो, polity से दे सकते हो, environment से दे सकते हो कि हमने गलतियाँ की, हमने सीखा, now we have started at least walking in the right direction. So we have stumbled, we have done so many wrongs, we have learned from it, and then we are walking and we are hopeful of running with respect to climate related आपके issues. We are going to come up with solutions which are going to help us in dealing with the climate change. So that can be like different examples can be given to justify this. And then apart from that why is stumbling important? Why is stumbling important? Why are failures important? That can be another aspect in this essay. And then you can also talk about that sometimes people stumble but they do not learn how to walk. People do not learn. Why? What is the problem there? Like we have seen some people, they keep on repeating the mistakes. Like let's say for example Pakistan. Okay, so we have examples where people keep on doing the same mistake. They keep on stumbling every time, but they are not improvising. They are not making the world perfect. Every year we are witnessing pollution in Delhi. For the last so many years we are witnessing pollution in Delhi in the month of November, December, or during winters, but we are not perfecting it. Why? So why people keep on stumble and still keep on stumbling throughout their lives? Why? Because see, stumbling is one thing, but what you learn from stumbling, that needs wisdom, that needs a vision. That is what is important. सिर्फ स्टम्बल करने से आप परफेक्शन नहीं ला सकते हो. स्टम्बल करके उस स्टम्बल से जो आपने ठोकर जो खाई है, उससे जो आपकी लर्निंग है, वो आपको, अगर जब तक आप वो लर्न नहीं करोगे, आप उस पर वर्क नहीं करोगे, आप उसको इम्प्रूव नहीं करोगे, स्टम्बलिंग इज नॉट गोइंग टू मेक द वर्ल्ड परफेक्ट. So that is why many people keep on just stumbling, but they do not make the world perfect. So that is what can be another aspect in the essay, that we have to be ready to learn from our mistakes. We have to learn from our mistakes. We should have the wisdom to understand our mistakes, and we should have a proper plan, or you can say a proper like we should have a proper roadmap how to work upon those mistakes. So that is something is also very important. Just stumbling will not make the world perfect. Then sometimes it's not that always you have to stumble. Another aspect, if you want, you may include is, it's not that always one has to stumble to become perfect. Sometimes we learn from others' stumblings. Sometimes we learn from others' mistake. It's not that to understand the ill effects of drugs, I have to become a drug addict. No. If you have seen somebody's, you can learn from the mistakes done by drug addicts who are right now in the rehabilitation center. We can learn कि उसके बाद हम अपने आप को perfect बना सकते हैं. हम दूसरे की गलती से भी सीख सकते हैं. And it's not that कि हर बार हमको खुद ही ठोकर खानी पड़ेगी. So that aspect, if you want, you may include or you may avoid it. So for this thing, to learn from others' mistake, we should also be having that kind of a wisdom. है ना, हमारे में वो समझ होनी चाहिए कि दूसरे की गलती से हम सीख पाएं, rather than खुद बार बार ठोकर खाएं, दूसरे की गलती से हम सीख पाएं. है ना, we can learn from what has from the economic crisis of Sri Lanka. We can learn from what has happened to Pakistan. It has given shelter to terrorists, and now it itself is suffering from terrorism. So we can learn from the experiences of others, and then we can also become perfect. So that can be another aspect to this essay. So by your stumbling, the world is perfected. So we can give different examples from different areas to justify this statement. Then why the importance of stumbling, what happens in stumbling. Then you can also talk about that some people stumble, but again they are not perfected. So why they are not perfected. Then we can also talk about that it's not always necessary to stumble to become perfect. We learn from others' experiences, and we have that kind of a wisdom, and we are that open to take the new things, to learn from others. For that we need to have an open mindset, we need to have a wisdom, and then only then also we can become perfect, rather than every time stumbling. And then when we stumble, we learn. It's a learning experience. You know, so these kind of things can be. And if you want, in the conclusion, you may talk about trying and improvising. These are the qualities, how to develop this quality of trying, because people generally lose hope. People do not want to try. एक बार फेल हो गए, दोबारा वो करना नहीं चाहते. तो दैट्स अ प्रॉब्लम ऑफ आवर करेक्टर. है ना, हमारा करेक्टर शुड बी वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग एनफ. वी शुड नॉट बी अफ्रेड ऑफ लूजिंग. We should rather be taking our failures as a success of learning. You know, it's a success that you are learning at each and every step. So that kind of how we can build up this kind of character, where we are not afraid of trying, and at the same time how we can develop as a person, or as a personality, as a nation, which can improve with every step. You know, that is what you can give in the suggestions. So this is your paper topic number 2. Number 3. Anyways, the second quote was, the saying was given by Sri Aurobindo. You know, but if you do not recall it, it's not necessary that you have to remember the name of the person. Number 3, the idea that some lives matter less is the root of all that is wrong with the world. That is wrong ये विचार कि कुछ जिंदगियां कम महत्वपूर्ण हैं दुनिया में, जो भी गलत होता है सभी का मूल है. The idea that some lives matter less is the root of all that is wrong in the world. Some lives matter less. Lives matter less is the root of all wrong. Root of all wrong. है ना? So what does this whole quotation is trying to say? The whole quotation is about empathy. And because we feel that only our lives matter or only we are important, we ignore the others, we do not empathize with them. And so the essay is about empathy, we can say. The essay is about compassion, we can say. The essay is about equality, we can say. The essay is about equity, we can say. And essay is also about you can say environmentalism, because essay is not talking about only human lives. You know, यहाँ पे lives can be your flora, fauna. You know, you can think of life from lives of different species, not only just Homo sapiens. You know, so the idea that some lives matter less is the root of all that is wrong with the world. See, when you look at the nature is, in nature everything is important, everything has a purpose, and everything plays a balancing role in the nature. Even a small ant is as important as a whale in this world. So nature जो है, nature में कोई discrimination नहीं होती है, because every creature, every species, every flora, fauna species is important. And because the whole nature is the sum total of all the lives that we see on this earth. And so there is stability. When we respect everyone, that is leading to stability, sustainability, because every life matters, every life is important. You know, that leads to sustainability. You know, when you give equality, you know, when you have equality, compassion, when you have equality, when you have compassion, when you have empathy, when you respect diversity, diversity of opinion, diversity of thoughts, diversity of environmental species, ठीक है? So equality, compassion, empathy, respect for diversity. When you have everything, it leads to what? Sustainability. It leads to sustainability. So when we have that notion in our mind that some lives do not matter, means we are not talking about equality, we are not compassionate, or we are not empathizing with those lives, we are not respecting the diversity, then naturally what will happen? Unsustainability. If everything opposite happens here, there will be unsustainability. That is what the essay is saying. The idea that some lives matter less is the root cause. Because आज के time पे what we are doing, that we think that only we are important. You know, we can give examples from societies, from countries, like developed countries, they think that their ideas or they are more important than the developing or the not so developed countries. We are not respecting the voices of the vulnerable sections of the society. We are not giving importance to the lives of flora and fauna, and because of that, what has happened? We have got so many species of flora and fauna, they have got extinct, and that is why we are facing so much of your problem, be it your climate change, be it your civil unrest, be it your wars, be it your no consensus coming at UN or at other major global platforms, because the point is कि we think we are important, others are not important. The reason behind rising poverty, or the reason behind rising inequality divide in the world, is because we do not understand or we do not empathize with the have-nots, and that is why the whole problem in the world is there. So the essay is talking, the essay is conveying this meaning, the idea that some lives matter less is the root of all that is wrong with the world. Now, why we think there can be another aspect. You can justify by giving examples this statement. Then there can be another aspect, that why we think that some lives matter less. We think that some lives matter less, or we give importance, whether it is more important or less important, we start giving weightage, or we start measuring them on scale, less or more, depending on our interest, है ना? Depending, when we start to look into them from the prism of economy, from the prism of polity, from the prism of religion, that my religion is more important than your religion, my culture is more important than your culture. So when we start looking to the other side from the prism of our political interest, economic interest, religious interest, our social interest, our cultural interest, so what is there is that we are having that kind of a short-sightedness. We are not understanding that others cannot be seen from only one prism. There should be holistic importance given to that. So that shows our short-sightedness. Why some lives matter less? Because we are short-sighted, and we are not wise enough to understand that sustainability will never come if we think the other side is not important, or the other life is not important. See the environmental issues, because we think animals are not important, so we have killed them. We think plants are not important, trees are not important, so we have done lot of deforestation. So what is happening? In unsustainability. We think that poor people are not important, so what we are seeing, there are law and order problems in the societies. We think that small countries are not important. The result is they all have come together as a global south, and they are raising their voice against the Western dominated global order today. So because of this, because if you do not think the other side matters, so there will be uncertainty. And then you can also give examples to show that where the countries or societies which have given importance to all the lives, which have shown what you can say, respect to each and every life, there you see that there is more peace, there is more order. Like say for example Bhutan, and Bhutan has given equal weightage to economy and ecology, almost equal weightage. So we see that they are more happy. In the happiness index, they are doing much happy, they are doing much better than India or USA. Or many other developed countries. You look at Scandinavian countries, Scandinavian societies, and they are giving importance to each and every life. Similarly, Singapore, they are giving importance to each and every life in the country. So there is more positivity, there is more stability, there is more peace. And so the question is why we do that? Why we think that others do not matter? Others do not matter because of our ego, because of our hatred, because of our selfish economic, political, cultural, religious aspirations. So that is because of our greed. So we think that others do not matter. So that is what the essay is demanding. The idea that some lives matter less is the root of all that is wrong with the world. So you have ample examples to justify this. And then why we think others do not matter. तो वहाँ पे you can talk about हमारा जो है हमारे feelings of hatred, selfishness, all those things you can talk about there. And then you can also give the examples ki jahan pe we have balanced it, we have given importance to equality, equity, empathy, compassion, so how the world is different and much happier there, and you can give suggestions how to improve it. And you can talk about that the world is not about haves or have nots, the world is not about divisions, the world is about Vasudev Kutumbakam, one earth, one family. The world is about Ubuntu, every life matters, जो African language में Ubuntu बोलते हैं, every life matters, है ना. So that is what you can conclude in this manner or any other manner that you feel like. A ship which looks, next is number 4 is a ship which looks large in the river. In the river, seems tiny when on the ocean. Ship which looks large, river, tiny, ocean. It is talking about contrasts, है ना, large, tiny. It is talking about contrast, large and tiny. It is talking about scale. Scale, है ना, river, ocean. So if you break down this whole quote, it comes out that the topic is talking about the importance of scale of competition, the importance of scale of comparison, and it is talking about the importance of scale of comparison, or you can say the importance of scale of competition. A ship which looks large in the ocean, you know, it is saying that it is like a ship is a ship which looks large in the river seems tiny when on the ocean, है ना. एक जो जहाज है आपका नदी में छोटा लगता है और ओशन, नदी में बड़ा लगता है और ओशन में छोटा हो जाता है. Similarly, we have like an atom. An atom is very tiny, है ना, unless until we talk about subatomic particles. तो वही atom बड़ा हो जाता है. It's about comparison, and from where you see this comparison, है ना. एक छोटा सा एटम जो है वो बहुत ही छोटा होता है, इट इज वेरी टाइनी, बट व्हेन यू टॉक अबाउट सब एटॉमिक पार्टिकल, सब एटॉमिक लेवल की आप बात करते हो तो वही एटम हमको बड़ा लगता है. सिमिलरली अ गैलेक्सी इज वेरी बिग, है ना, गैलेक्सी बहुत बड़ी लगती है, बट व्हेन यू टॉक अबाउट द होल यूनिवर्स, दिस गैलेक्सी अपीयर्स टाइनी. सो इट्स अबाउट scale of comparison or scale of competition. Similarly, like say for example, a child or student is doing very good in his village, topper of the village, but sometimes when the same topper comes for preparation for some competitive exam in a big city, वहाँ उसको आके लगता है यार मैं तो बहुत ही छोटा हूँ, मेरे साथ तो इतना बड़ा कंपटीशन है ना, मेरे से तो इतनी ज़्यादा तैयारी करने वाले, तैयारी करके बैठे हुए लोग हैं, ठीक है. सो दैट इज व्हाट, है ना, इट इज अबाउट आपका जो है स्केल ऑफ कंपैरिजन. नाउ द क्वेश्चन इज कि व्हाई इट इज इंपॉर्टेंट, व्हाई दिस इज इंपॉर्टेंट, बिकॉज सी व्हेन यू आर इन योर ओन cocoon, जिसको कहते हैं ना कूप मंडूक, है ना, a frog in the well. So when you are within your own cocoon, your world is there only. आपको लगता है मैं ही, I am the boss, I am the topper there, I am the leader there, I am the best there. But when you come out in a larger ecosystem, you stretch beyond yourself. है ना, जब आप आते हो बड़े से सिस्टम में, तो यू स्ट्रेच बियॉन्ड योरसेल्फ, है ना. So when you are in a bigger ecosystem where you have lot of competition, so therefore your survival, for your presence, to ensure your presence, to ensure your success, you try hard, है ना. एंड जब आप अपने आप को एक कंफर्ट जोन से, व्हेन यू आर इन अ कंफर्ट जोन, यू थिंक यू आर द बेस्ट, बट व्हेन यू मूव आउट ऑफ द कंफर्ट जोन एंड व्हेन you start stretching yourself, you are honing your potential to do that, है ना. You start honing your potential. आप अपने आप को स्ट्रेच करने की कोशिश करते हो, आप अपने आपके अंदर जो पोटेंशियल है आप उसको समझ के उसको डेवलप करने की कोशिश करते हो. सो यू ट्राई वेरी हार्ड, है ना. एंड दैट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर ग्रोथ, बिकॉज अदरवाइज in a small ecosystem, in a very limited space, आप खुद में खुश रहते हो. Like we say, like say for example, we say that we are a developed country, but when we start comparing ourselves with the developed countries of the world, we learn कि हम तो अभी बहुत ही tiny है, we are not that developed. So वहाँ पहुँचने के लिए then we start doing the hard work. So that is very important for growth. This competition or this comparison of scales is very important for growth, है ना. तो ये जो है, it is talking about the importance of competition, the importance of the scale, है ना, which is very important. Why it is important? Because that helps you to grow. How it helps you to grow? Because when you come out of your comfort zone, you are trying hard for your survival, है ना. So that is where you develop your personality, you develop your individuality, you develop your potential, you do a hard work, you innovate, you invent so many things. So that is why आपका जो है, this is important, this comparison is important, and one has to come out of it, है ना. Again I would repeat Dr. Kalam's statement, to dream small is a sin, है ना. वो उन्होंने कहा ना कि one should dream big, है ना. अपने आप को सिर्फ रिवर में क्यों छोड़ रहे हो? Bring yourself to the ocean, है ना. Bring yourself to the ocean. You should dream big, because when you dream big, you try to achieve big things, you learn big things, you attain great heights, and you stretch yourself beyond your limits also, and that is where you develop. That is very important for your growth. So we can talk about the importance of comparison or your competition. Then at the same time, a sort of antithesis can be there. Is it always important to go for large scales of competition or comparisons? Is it important? I don't think it's always important to go for large scale of comparisons or competitions, because what is important is your work rather than the scale. Like say for example, if every school teacher of a primary school, they aspire to become the principal or they aspire to become university professors, then who is going to teach those young kids in the primary school or in the kindergartens? Supposedly, like if every panchayat head, or you can say gram panchayat mein jo aapke, like we have 2,50,000 gram sabhas in India. So if every panchayat head dreams of becoming the prime minister of the country, then who will do the work at the panchayat level? So it's not necessary that this scale of competition or comparison is always important. What importance or what matters is your work. Whether you are a tiny, whether you are a ship in a river or whether you are a ship in the ocean, what matters is that that ship should do its work honestly. ज़रूरी नहीं है कि आपको जो है हर टाइम अपना एस्पिरेशंस को बहुत हाई रखना है, बड़े स्केल पे जाके काम करना है. What matters is that how you are doing your work. That is important, है ना. तो इस तरह से antithesis can also be done for this. Question number 5. Forests precede mankind, deserts follow. mankind, deserts follow. जंगल मानव जाति के पहले से हैं, रेगिस्तान इनके अनुगामी हैं. Forests precede mankind, deserts follow. So it is talking about कि इंसान से पहले जो है, before the human evolution of human civilization, forests were there, and जैसे जैसे humans develop होते गए, बसते गए, वैसे वैसे जो है जंगल जो है वो आपके deserts में convert होते गए. So forests precede mankind. So if you see the history of evolution, so first we had forest on land, then we had animals on land, then we have humans, they evolved on land. So first it was forest. If you see the history of evolution, first it was forests on land, then आपके जो हैं animals आए, animals के बाद आपका humans आए, है ना, humankind has evolved, and अभी humankind has not become extinct, but desertification has started, है ना. अभी humankind extinct तो नहीं हुई है, but still desertification has started. Similarly, if you see evolution of human societies, so first we evolved as forest dwellers, है ना. हम पहले फॉरेस्ट में रहते थे, हमारी सोसाइटी, ह्यूमन सोसाइटीज फर्स्ट इवॉल्व्ड इन फॉरेस्ट, एंड देन वी रिप्लेस्ड देम विद एग्रीकल्चरल लैंड्स, वी हैड अ सेटल्ड लाइफ, वी स्टार्टेड अर्बनाइजेशन, एंड देन वी स्टार्टेड ओवर एक्सप्लॉयटेशन, and which has already led, if you see this over exploitation by civilizations have already led to extinction of many of the civilizations, and it has degraded lands of those times. Like example, Machu Picchu, है ना, वहाँ पे कहते हैं अब वो ज़मीन बिल्कुल बंजर है. Similarly, many of the theories state that same has happened in Harappan civilization. So if you see the evolution of human evolution, वहाँ पे भी पहले we have seen forest have been there. If we see the evolution of human societies, वहाँ पे भी we have seen कि forest dwellers से आज के time तक we have from forest dwelling to urbanization, desertification has increased. Then similarly in present times also, especially in the present times in the last few centuries, especially after your industrialization, colonization, what we have seen, we have cut the forest for industries, we have cut the forest for infrastructure, we have cut the forest for urban settlements. So we have cut the forest, and it has led to what? It has led to degradation, desertification, and exploitation, pollution, everything has happened. So the point is कि forests precede mankind. Forests have been there, but mankind has ruined it, and it is leading to desertification. We have so many of your datas here. You can use your paper 3, ecology and environment, and you can give datas of how desertification is increasing as humans are increasing their presence on the earth, and parallelly we see that desertification is also increasing. Like India ने जो अभी आपका recently United Nations Convention to combat desertification, we have presented our data there, and we have said that 29% of our area is undergoing degradation. And you can quote data. Similarly, UN has given a data where it has said the lives of 250 million people are affected by desertification, and by 2045, 135 million people will be displaced because of desertification. So forests precede mankind and the deserts follow. So you can give different आपका datas to justify कि how for mankind has led to desertification. Now why mankind has led to desertification? Because we have seen forest only from the prism of economic growth and development. That is why it is leading to desertification. We do not understand the importance. We are, even today, Many people on the earth do not understand the importance of forest, importance of trees. So why it is leading to degradation? Because of our greed, because of our lust for economic growth and development. We are not balancing ecology and economy. So that is why we see this, why humankind is leading toward desertification. Then you can also talk about that how this desertification is impacting. So when we see desertification, and you can also talk about little bit about ill impacts of desertification. So because of desertification, we are seeing people are moving, आपका out migration of people from these areas, and this is also going to create a refugee crisis in the future. There will be climate refugees. Then we have food scarcity because our fertile land is now waning. So food scarcity की problem है, climate abnormalities की problem है, आपका जो area is not fit for inhabitation. So because of this desertification, what kind of problems we are seeing? So you can give examples, you can talk about those aspects also. And then you can also end up with a positive note that it's not that forests precede mankind. We have seen there are places where people have settled in desert areas and they have made it green. And we have seen how the Majuli Island restoration has happened. And Jadav Paying is the person forest man of India, so he has developed forest. Similarly, we have seen how Wangari Maathai, who has got Nobel Peace Prize also, how Wangari Maathai has been very much instrumental in promoting afforestation. Similarly, we see that there was a very big man-made forest during British period. आपका 1866 में चंगामंगा forest, which is right now in आपका जो है Punjab of Pakistan region, where they were laying the railway track. So Changamanga forest is there. Then China has been too much active in forestation. Russia has a lot of forest, even to Johannesburg has also led to a lot of your afforestation. Then we have Kampa funds also, जो हमारे Kampa funds हैं. Then compulsory afforestation for the corporates is there. So we can talk about it's not that a forest has preceded mankind. Even in some areas where humans have settled down, and there we have also tried to bring the greenery there. We have also tried for afforestation there. So that is what the essay is. Forests precede mankind, deserts follow. And what more could be done? You can write. थोड़ा सा AC वो कर दो, बहुत ठंडा लग रहा है. कितना AC? कहाँ चला गया ये? अच्छा, ठीक है. Now, let us do the sixth one. Technology is best when it brings people together. Technology is best brings people together. Technology best people together. प्रौद्योगिकी तब सर्वोत्तम होती है जब ये लोगों को एक साथ लाती है. Technology is best when it brings people together. So it is talking about the positive use of technology. The essay is about the positive use of technology, ki how technology is best, because see, technology is always value neutral. It is how we use it. How we use it, with what, who is using this technology, with what intention, with what purpose, that makes the difference. Because technology per se is never useful or harmful. Technology is basically a tool. It is Technology creates tool for make our lives easier. It's just a tool. How we use the tool, it depends on our intention. It depends on our value system. So technology can be a dividing factor. Technology can be a uniting factor. So the essay is saying that technology is best when it is uniting. So if you see the technology and the story of humans coming together. So earlier when we were forest dwellers, we were isolated. अपने अपने पैचेस में रहते थे और अक्सर हम लड़ते रहते थे and we were like living in patches, we were living in different caves, we were living in different forest areas. But with the development of wheel, which is a technology, this development of wheel has led to the development of mode of transportation. So people started coming together, you know, and then you will see that then later on railways were developed, later on ships were developed. Ships होने से आपके जो है बहुत सारा ट्रेड बढ़ गया, people started coming together. Ships होने से जो है आपका जो है नए voyages हुए. People started looking for new areas, new continents, new countries which united people together. Then technologies, not only this आपका जो है technology of mode of transportation, even other technologies like when we developed technologies like we developed telephone, technologies like we developed telegram, technologies like mass communication technologies, right from your newspapers, print medias to your electronic media to your social media. Technology has always brought the people together. Now in this essay what we have seen is that people who have written this essay, majorly they are talking about present times आपका जो है social media or present time आपका जो platforms like आपका Twitter or Facebook and all those things. So it's not, don't start from here only. Social media platforms से ना start करके, you can start from the basic technologies which has united the world. You know, the basic technologies like your wheel, like your different modes of transportation, different modes of communication, like mass media, print media, television, telephones, telegrams. You start from there rather than directly jumping into your social media आज के जो technologies हैं. ठीक है, then virtual world technologies, these are the latest. Start from the beginning. So technology, because what has happened is कि technology, with the technology we are getting connected, and we are getting connected so we are able to share our best practices, we are able to share our emotions, experiences, we are there to share the concepts of democracy, fraternity, brotherhood. So that is what is bringing people together. We are, because of the technology, because of the movement of people, because of the invention of wheel, because of the invention of आपका train हो गया, aeroplane हो गया, ships हो गया, people have come closer because we now understand their culture, their language. We spread of great ideas in the world like non-violence, democracy and all those things. So that have brought the world together. So technology is the best when it brings people together. Even today you will see that social media ke alawa you can talk about space technology, how it is bringing countries together. Like we have South Asian satellite India has launched, so how the countries are getting closer because of that. Then technology and international relations, that has become a very important factor of international relations. Technology transfer, technology sharing, that is bringing the two countries together or more countries together. How green technologies, then health technologies. So you should also focus on different technologies rather than only the technology of internet or social media. So technology is the best when it brings people together. These kind of essays here, you do not have much content, but you have to create very impactful 1000 words, or you have to write this essay in at least 1000 to 1200 words. So you start from history, then you talk about modern day technologies, then how technologies bring the people together. And it's not only just bringing them closely physically, it's about when you come close, you interact with each other, you understand each other's emotions, you understand each other's best practices, you start following. We talked about Vasudev Kutumbakam, they are talking about Ubuntu, Scandinavian countries are talking about aapka jo hai community living. So we are coming together, great ideas, great principles are spreading because of that, and these are binding the humanity, these are bringing the people together. Then of course, with the rise of technology, with the rise of social media, what we are seeing is that now we are connecting even with our distant relatives. There are studies which are showing that though we are getting into a nuclear families, from joint families, but on the other side, our interaction with our near dear ones from different generations, are with our friends, with our relatives, with our known people, is also increasing, which was not possible without technology. आज आपके पास Facebook है, आज आपके पास Twitter है, आज आपके पास Instagram है, आप यहाँ बैठ करके अपने किसी बचपन के दोस्त से जो कि आज अफ्रीका में कहीं रह रहा है, you can easily get connected. People who are living in the urban areas, living there, old like parents in the villages, they can easily talk to them over phone, they can easily talk to them through aapka video messaging, chats and all those things. So technology is bringing people together. But then, is it always? No, because technology is value neutral, and what we have seen is that today one of the problems is in the world is technological divide also, which is dividing the world. Like you will see that there is a big aapka digital divide, digital technology between haves and have not, there is a big divide. Then developed versus developing countries, there is a big technological divide. Because of this divide, even there is quest for technological hegemony in the world. That is why USA has banned semiconductors for China. So it's not uniting. Technology is now dividing the world. Digital आपका illiteracy है, IPR के नाम पे, intellectual property rights की technologies के नाम पे world is getting divided between developed and developing countries. Green technologies के नाम पे we are seeing that the developed countries do not want to share this technology with the developing countries, so there is a big divide. Health के IPRs के नाम पे we are seeing that the countries are fighting at WTO. So the point is कि technology is, on the one hand we say it is uniting people, but on the other hand it is also dividing people. So the crux is that how technology, because again I am repeating the same thing, that technology itself has no role to play in uniting or dividing people. It is us who use technology. It is our value system that unites or divides the people. So you can talk about how to use technology. You can give suggestions how technologies can be used so that it is beneficial for everyone. It makes the world a one great family rather than creating divisions. Number 7. Those who tell the stories rule the society. Those who tell the stories rule the society. वे जो कहानियां सुनाते हैं समाज पर राज करते हैं. Very interesting topic. Those who tell the stories rule society. What does it mean? Very simple. जो कहानी सुनाते हैं वो राज करते हैं. Now what do you mean by story? First we need to understand story. What is story? What is to rule? What is story? Story is what? Story is an account of incidents or events. Uska account is story. Story is a statement regarding the facts which are pertinent to a situation. That is a story. Or a story is a message. It's a message, it's a Communicating story is basically a communication or a message which is intended to resonate with the target audience, है ना, जो आपका टारगेट ऑडियंस है उसको उसके साथ रेजोनेट करने के लिए, विच इज इंटेंडेड टू रेजोनेट विद द टारगेट ऑडियंस, दैट इज व्हाट इज योर स्टोरी. And a story, so story is your account of your incidences, or it is statement regarding the facts which is pertinent to a particular situation, or it is a story is a way of communicating a message. That is a story. To rule, what do we mean by to rule? Raj karna means to exercise power or control. That is one definition of आपका rule. Exercise power, authority, that is rule. Or another way of ruling is to rule the minds and hearts, है ना, that is also, है ना, to rule the minds and hearts, that is to influence the thought process, है ना, when you are successful in influencing the thought process, है ना, influence the thought process. Influence the thought process, that is also to rule. So those who tell the stories rule the society. So we know what is story, what is to rule. And now those who tell the stories rule the world. How? Why they tell the story? What is the purpose of the story? You know, see, every story has some purpose. There is a goal of a story, you know, goal. What are the goals of telling a story? Why someone would tell a story? उसका goal क्या है? Basically, goals could be holding the interest of the listeners, है ना, उनके interest को जो है बना के रखना, उनके interest को जो है alive रखना, that is one goal. And another is to influence the thought process, है ना, influence the thought process, and influencing the thought process and using actions from those thought process towards a goal, है ना, आपका जो है किसी के thought process को influence करना और उससे action करवाना to achieve a goal, that is also the purpose of a story, and that is also the purpose of a story. Because see, हम सबके दिमाग में कोई ना कोई आइडिया होता है ना, कुछ लोग विजनरी होते हैं, उनके पास कुछ आइडिया होता है जो दूसरों की समझ में नहीं आता है, तो वो उस चीज़ को वो लोगों को समझाते हैं, बताते हैं, उनको इन्फ्लुएंस करते हैं और उनको इन्फ्लुएंस करके उससे एक्शन करवाते हैं, जिससे कि आपका एक एंड रिजल्ट निकल करके आता है ना. सो व्हेन यू आर एबल टू गेट द एंड रिजल्ट बाय टेलिंग द स्टोरी, that is also in one or the other manner you are ruling them. So that essay is about those who tell the stories rule the society, you know, rule the societies. So here if you see, you can give examples from different aspects, from different areas, like individuals, like saints, Sufis, philosophers, they have ruled the world. They have told a story and they have ruled the world. Like Buddha has been able to influence so many of us, and he has been able to rule our hearts and minds. Similarly, we have leaders. We have political leaders, like you can talk about Lee Kuan Yew of Singapore. And he has told a story, and he has been successful in bringing the people to believe in his story, and the result is developed Singapore. गांधी जी ने एक स्टोरी बताई, इंडिया आज़ाद हो गया. मदर टेरेसा ने एक स्टोरी बताई, कंपैशन फैल गया पूरे वर्ल्ड में. सो दे हैव बीन एबल टू रूल द वर्ल्ड, है ना. वी हैव कॉर्पोरेट लीडर्स हु कम विद one idea, they come with one story. We have Narayan Murthy, we have Elon Musk, we have Bill Gates, so on and so forth. So these are like, we have so many storytellers and they have been able to rule the society. Similarly, we can talk about sports. Sports में भी आप देखोगे जो coaches हैं या captains हैं, है ना. So coaches में जैसे Popila Gopinath, and so what we Gopichand, not Gopinath, sorry. So Popila Gopichand, we have seen that he has been successful in influencing many of our badminton players. Similarly, we have Satpal Singh, a very good coach of wrestling. Similarly, जो है Ramakant Achrekar, the coach of Sachin Tendulkar, so on. So many of the people have been telling the stories and ruling the world. So those who tell the stories, they rule the world. So you can give examples from individuals, from saints, Sufis, philosophers, to your corporate leaders, to your political leaders, to your economic leaders, to your sports personalities. You can talk about those who tell the stories, they rule the society. Then another aspect that can be discussed here is that storyteller, है ना, to rule the society and storytelling, it also depends on the value system of the storyteller, whether you are positively ruling the society or you are by force ruling the society. Like say for example, Hitler also gave a story. Though he ruled, but it was forceful rule. Similarly, colonial powers, they also gave a story of white man's burden. But that has not, they have ruled the world by force. They have not ruled the world or the society from they have not been able to rule the world and society's heart and mind. Okay, so it also depends on who is telling the story with what intention and what kind of rule they would be imposing on the world, whether it is a positive rule, whether it's a negative rule. So at the end of it, you can talk about that every story should have, in the suggestion kind of a thing in the conclusion part, if you want, you may talk about that the story should have a vision, positive vision. Story should have a goal, positive goal. And a story should understand the potential of the masses, because you cannot tell the same story to everyone. What story can be told to a developed, aware masses cannot be told to someone who is not aware of the present times. So a storyteller should also have value system. One should not be a storyteller like Hitler, rather one should be a storyteller like Mahatma Gandhi or Nelson Mandela. So you can in the conclusion part, you can discuss and then you can give suggestions also, or you can give like roadmap also, ki what should be the character of a storyteller, what should be the character of a story, so that it actually rules the world in a true sense. So that is your essay number 7. Now let us quickly discuss brainstorm essay number 8. When society is ready. When society is ready and dreaming big. And dreaming big, government is active, investments follow. Basically, the essay is talking about कि when will investments come to a country. है ना, investments कब आती हैं, कैसे आती हैं, है ना, that is what the essay is about. It is clearly giving you that relationship. It is clearly giving you that relationship, that how your investments come. Investment comes when the society is ready and society is dreaming big for it, and government is also active. And that is what the essay is talking about. Here you do not have a lot of, like in philosophical essays you have a lot of fodder to write. This is a very pure आपका economic essay. You get these kind of essays also where you do not have lot of philosophical fodders. It is more like your GS kind of a essay, but you have to write such essays also. And don't bother that you are not able to write antithesis to this, or you are not able to write many dimensions to it, because this essay, because every essay has its own demand. So this essay is a purely आपका जो है GS kind of a essay. So it is talking about investments, how investments come. So it is saying that investments come when society is ready, you are dreaming big, and the government is active. Now, when you talk about investment is a relatively new term. पहले ancient times में there was no term like investment, है ना? And investment क्यों नहीं होते था? Because ancient time में it was political capture and then investment. It was not the way we do investments right now, without politically capturing. USA has not politically captured India, neither India has politically captured African countries, but we are investing in different parts of the world. So this is a newer term. Even in the colonial times, if you see, there was no concept of investment. It was only make the colonies, control them, and then you start looting them, है ना? वहाँ से जो है आप इन्वेस्टमेंट नहीं करते थे, आप उसको कंट्रोल करते थे, अपना रूल करते थे, और वहाँ से वहाँ पे जो है आप सामान, वहाँ का रिसोर्सेज जो भी आप एक्सप्लॉइट करते थे. सो दिस इज अ रिलेटिवली न्यू टर्म and it has gained much importance in this era of globalization. So you can talk about what is investment or history of investment. Briefly, you may talk about this in the essay. Now, economic investments जो है ना, economic investments, there are certain magnets for it. There are certain magnets which attract economic investment. So what kind of magnets we are talking about? You invest where you have the complementarity, like resource मिल रहा है, raw material मिल रहा है, labor मिल रहा है, market मिल रहा है. So you have some kind of a complementarity, then only you invest, है ना? चाहे वो रिसोर्स हो आपका, चाहे रॉ मटेरियल हो, लेबर हो, मार्केट हो, यू इन्वेस्ट, बिकॉज इंडिया इज अ बिग मार्केट, सो मेनी कंट्रीज आर कमिंग एंड इन्वेस्टिंग इन इंडिया. इंडिया हैज स्ट्रॉन्ग लेबर फोर्स, सो पीपल आर इन्वेस्टिंग हियर. सो इन्वेस्टमेंट जो है उसका एक मेजर मैग्नेट इज कॉम्प्लीमेंटैरिटी. देन सेकेंड थिंग इज इन्वेस्टमेंट जो है, इन्वेस्टर लुक्स फॉर सेफ्टी ऑफ इन्वेस्टमेंट्स. सेफ्टी ऑफ इन्वेस्टमेंट चाहिए होता है, दैट इज मैग्नेट, है ना? राइट नाउ, despite having lot of untapped resources in Afghanistan, we are not investing there because we do not have the surety of the safety of investment. So safety of investment is also important. And then security of returns. Investor will only invest when there is security of returns. So safety of investment, security of returns. And for both these things, what is required? Law and order. Law and order in the country where you are going to invest. That is also a magnet for investment. You can talk about the various magnets. And then ease of doing business. And an investment comes when you have ease of doing business. That is where आपका government is active. And the government is active, law and order, ease of doing business. That is what is government. है ना? सो इन्वेस्टमेंट कब होती है आपके यहाँ पे? जब आपका सेफ्टी एंड सिक्योरिटी है, आपका जो है कॉम्प्लीमेंटैरिटी है, एंड देन ओनली इन्वेस्टमेंट्स हैपन. एंड व्हेन विल these magnets or these scenarios, when these will happen? ये कब हो सकते हैं? ये scenarios कब हो सकते हैं? तभी हो सकते हैं when people are ready. है ना? When people are ready to welcome investments, I mean to say that when people are desire to grow, है ना? When the people have the desire to grow by contributing to the economy, that is very important, है ना? That is what, when society is ready, you know, when people have the desire to grow by contributing to the economy. Then we need to have supportive governments. Supportive governments who understand the pulse of the people, supportive governments who understand the desires of the people, or the governments who create desires in the minds of the people. जैसे कि हमने LPG किया, LPG करके we created the desires in the mind of the people. Similarly, China में after Mao Zedong, Deng Xiaoping, who has brought आपका जो है liberalization, privatization in China. So he created desire. Similarly, Singapore, है ना, Lee Kuan Yew created desire. So all these things would happen either when the people themselves are ready to be the part of the economic progress, or the government is able to understand the desire and formulate the policies, or on the other hand, government creates the desire for the people, as we have done it in 1990s by starting LPG. ठीक है? Then you can talk about कि sometimes we have all these factors. We have people are ready, government is supporting also, but still investments do not come. Why investments do not come? Because sometimes desire भी है, but the point is आपका industrial infrastructure is not there, है ना. आपके यहाँ इंडस्ट्रियल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर नहीं है, आपकी कंट्री में स्टेबिलिटी नहीं है, पीस नहीं है, एंड देन people do not have the common thought in the society, and hence they are very skeptic about investments. They are very fearful about investments. They are not, they do not have the economic literacy to understand the importance of investments. And then countries where we have a favorable like resource भी है, complementarity भी है, लोग भी हैं आपके पास, you have a market also, but your system is either autocratic, or your system is authoritarian regimes are there, or communist government है वहाँ पे, so they also do not entertain much of your investments, है ना. तो जैसे आप देखो, we have Afghanistan, government is not supportive of it, and so that is what is also जो है it is important. So non-democratic governments आपका है, then you have fundamentalist governments which are not supportive of democracy, which are not supportive of liberalization, which are not supportive of peace. They do not also appreciate investments. ठीक है. And then in the end you can talk about how society has to be ready and dream big. And so for that we need to educate them, for that we need to give them awareness about it. Then at the same time the society should also be open to the outside world for investments, and investments के साथ आपको कभी profit भी है, कभी नुकसान भी है, तो you should be able to take those shocks, and government should also be supportive, है ना. government should also be helping in taking up those shocks, है ना. वो भी आपका investment को जो है वो बढ़ावा देता है. अगर गवर्नमेंट जो है सपोर्ट नहीं करती तो इन्वेस्टमेंट्स जो है वो नहीं आते. जैसे आप देखोगे अभी we are signing FTA, we are discussing FTA with UK, so they are looking for more assurances, they are looking for more security and safety to their investments in India. So that is what investments के लिए जो है you need that kind of a stable, secure assurances. That is what government can do. Law and order के ऊपर government को काम करना है, ease of doing business के ऊपर government को काम करना है, and government should sense the pulse of the people and accordingly create a favorable environment for investment. So this is purely a GS kind of a paper. So it will be more technical, but yes, points have to be written in a generalized manner rather than writing it as an economics optional. So thank you everyone.